one of the biggest problems Xenoverse 1 had was that it was overhyped. But you honestly can't blame people for hyping it up so much. It was the first Dragon Ball game to be on PS4, Xbox One and PC. It was the first Dragon Ball game to have a decent character creation and a new story to explore, and it was something different that we had not seen before. So with that being said, I want to talk about being realistic and what to expect for Xenoverse 2. Now, as a little disclaimer, this is all based on my opinion, a bit of common sense based on what we have seen from past Dragon Ball games. And finally, this is not, and I repeat, this is not meant to kill any sort of hype or excitement any of us has for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So firstly, every single character throughout the entire franchise will not be in the game. We're talking about hundreds of different characters, and it's just not realistic to expect every single one of them to be included. And to add to that, every single stage and attack, whether it be a super attack or an ultimate attack, it's just not going to be in it. The graphics are going to stay essentially the same. If you remember from the Burcol and Tenkaichi series, the graphics from each game looked in the style of those games, but they was just improved and optimized. Spamming, rage quitting and playing cheap online are still going to be problems. I honestly can't see them adding a penalty for rage quitting apart from giving you a red name, and the only way they could stop spamming would be to add a cooldown after each time a super or an ultimate attack is used. Expect Xenoverse 2 to be delayed. I say this because Xenoverse 1 was delayed and the latest Naruto game was also delayed. It's not going to be released on the same day worldwide. Expect the Universal Tournament Saga to be DLC. Much like in Xenoverse 1, if the World Tournament is indeed returning, don't expect it to be ready at launch. There isn't going to be a million new races for our created characters. Environment destruction isn't going to be physics based. If it does return, it will be like it was in the Tenkaichi series and Raging Blast series. Saiyan created characters will not be able to use every single Saiyan transformation, including Ascended Super Saiyan, Ultra Super Saiyan and Full Power Super Saiyan, and sadly the False Super Saiyan. We will not be able to turn Great Ape with our created Saiyan characters. It will take too much time and resources to scale every single outfit to the size of a Great Ape, unless they just scaled up the battle armour. But then again, that means that they probably wouldn't add colour customization to the battle armour because again, time and resources. The Frieza race character more than likely will not get a Xenomorph transformation. If anything, they will get just a golden form because like I've already mentioned, time and resources. Margin created characters won't be able to absorb someone to transform. Outside of unlock potential / unleash potential, humans won't get a transformation. They will not change the battle time for online fights to infinite. We won't be able to customize or create new attacks or stages. Much like in Xenoverse 1, we won't be able to customize the colour on every single piece of clothing, armour or accessory. The original Japanese soundtrack or the Bruce Faulkner soundtrack will not be included. Cross-platform compatibility is not going to be a feature. This is not Tenkaichi 3, this is not Raging Blast 3, this is not Burst Limit 2, and this is not Zenkai Battle Royale. It's probably not going to include the original storyline, and because of this, Dimps now has an excuse to miss out certain elements. Grinding in some way, shape or form is still going to be a thing. The console versions probably won't run at 60 frames per second constantly, if at all, so expect frame drops. Extreme violence won't be a thing, lag will still be a thing, and player fusions will never ever be a thing. The lip syncing will be non-existent. Certain elements will have the wrong sound effect, if any at all. I can't see the story mode having different endings or different paths that you can take. There will be issues with the game that will not be fixed or patched when it's released. And finally, it's time to move on from the past generation of consoles. Take all of this with a pinch of salt because Ramsdale recently posted on Twitter saying Bandai Namco promises that Xenoverse 2 will be the most detailed Dragon Ball game ever produced. So who knows, maybe everything I've just mentioned will be in the game. Which, hey, if it is, I'm not going to complain, but that's all I have for this video. Is there anything that I've mentioned that you think will be in or will not be in? If so, feel free to leave a comment or do a video response to this and I'll be sure to watch it. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like, share it about, and I'll see you all next time.